my husband goes, honey, what'd you do at the Capitol today? The most exciting thing that I was able to deliver on was the first bill I ever walked out on the floor as a legislator in the state of Connecticut, was a bill to accelerate permitting for on-farm anaerobic digesters. And I think that that bill came a little late to help see this project across the finish line, but hopefully will help projects like this move forward. But I remember getting a text message from the DOAG team saying that was the most impassioned defense of dairy that anyone has ever made on the floor of the Connecticut General Assembly. And I just want people to know and appreciate how important dairy is to us in our community. The people who live in Ellington know that Oakridge Dairy and Seth and his family, not my talking points, they know that they're an important part of our community. But for those of you from out of our state, how important is Oakridge Dairy and the farms that produce milk in our community? Well, they're everything, because when you look at the American diet, the 3 of 4 nutrients that are most often deficient in the US diet are calcium, vitamin D, and potassium. And dairy is the most bioavailable, important source of nutrition. So if we make it harder for dairy farmers to do their work, we make it harder for all of us to live on locally grown and sustainable food. And I understand that there's this push and pull that people like to pretend is the end of the world in these conversations about sustainability and farming. But I know that when I talk to my colleagues in the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, they don't have any philosophical disagreement on how important this dairy farm is to the state of Connecticut. We all know that they're everything in my community, in the 57th district, but in the state as a whole. But I think that it's really important for people to celebrate accomplishments like this, because this is paving the way. This is important. This is one of the first anaerobic digesters that's going to function the way that this does for energy production. It's out of my wheelhouse. I'll leave that to someone else. But it's important for dairy to be sustainable, because we don't need people competing with dairy farmers to produce food that's less healthy for Americans. We need dairy in our food system. And so, I've given many impassioned speeches on the importance of dairy. Clean energy is important too, and I serve on the Energy and Technology Committee, but this project really is the embodiment of values that we share in our community. And I'm so proud and honored that maybe a little late to the race, but a little bit late to the race, I could try and help and support the work of Oakridge Dairy and Seth. And I'm really hoping that this is paving the way for a shift in the way that we talk about dairy farms and how they contribute to clean energy. And I am just really honored to be here and share the stage. And I think my colleague, Commissioner Probert, was going